It was filled with a lot of firsts, history-making events, and catchphrases like going green, tweeting, and no child left behind. From the fear of Y2K to an H1N1 scare, the 2000s had plenty of ups and downs, and the Bucks County Courier-Times and Intelligencer newspapers are helping residents take a look back over the first 10 years with a series that runs through the first week of January. I'm Rachel Canelli, and for this week's Buzz and Bucks, we picked out some of the highlights.
We all have a tendency to forget what's happened over the last 10 years, heck, over the last year sometimes. So it's a good way for us to take a look back at what's happened internationally, nationally, and especially in Bucks County a lot of times over the last year, but obviously turning into 2010 presented an issue to do over the last decade.
The decade began with one of the most tragic stories of our time, when terrorists attacked on American soil, killing thousands, including more than a dozen victims from Bucks County. Although the trauma united many Americans, the act also led to wars in Iraq and Afghanistan that are still being debated today. After President George W. Bush was re-elected for a second term, a call for change brought Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream to life when State Senator Barack Obama was elected the first African-American president.
Unthinkable 40 years ago that an African-American individual would be elected president of this country. I never thought I would see it in my lifetime. And the fact that two of the major contenders were an African American and a woman, neither of which I thought I would see in my lifetime.
Meanwhile, economists have been fighting against the Great Recession, but despite record foreclosures and unemployment rates, the economy seems to be slowly but surely recovering. Locally, job fairs at everywhere from Bucks County Community College to the Ben Salem Parks Casino have attracted thousands of unemployed residents. Laid-off workers are also taking advantage of free tuition at some area community colleges. While two-year schools have come into the limelight, public school districts have been left scrambling to make sure their students are meeting state and federal standards under No Child Left Behind. Even though many educators in Bucks and Montgomery counties admire the premise to educate all children, they're still waiting for some changes to the law to help them achieve what they see as unrealistic goals. And how about those fightin' Phils? With Ryan Howard and Chase Utley at the helm, the Philadelphia Phillies in 2008 won their second World Series title in franchise history, giving passionate fans their first championship in more than 20 years.
It was a time of such excitement for this county, for this area. Really, I think sports fans and non-sports fans united by excitement and a sense of belonging to something, and the exuberance and relief from your everyday stress that sports can bring. I think it is a time that really united our communities.
Even though we've had our fair share of reasons to celebrate, we also got a wake-up call in more ways than one over the last decade. It will forever be known as 10 years where we no longer took our safety, freedom, and affluence for granted. As we welcome a new year and another decade, let's hope we remember some of those lessons learned. Reporting for the Bucks County Courier-Times and Intelligencer newspapers, I'm Rachel Canelli, and that's the Buzz in Bucks.